Hi, everyone. This is Kathy Mamolen. I'm a psychic medium and intuitive life coach. Welcome to an unboxing of a new Oracle deck for me. I'm adding it to my collection today, so I thought that I would share it with you. So this is the Antiquitic of Magick Oracle, and they're saying volume 1. I don't know if there's a volume 2. I'll have to look into that. It's by Jillian. It looks like C. Wilde. And it has the edging on the back. Very pretty box. It has images on the back also. And let's just see. Kind of confusing how to open the box. It's got this very narrow edge. It looks like an antique book, actually. It's kind of cool now that I'm looking at it. Okay. All right, so something just jumped out. I've got a thank you for your support. She's an independent artist. That's very nice. You are welcome. Okay, so on the inside, it has a little poem here. It says, when we create space from our fears and surrender, the universe shows us everything. Magic and miracles are yours to receive. Very pretty. Okay, so let's see. All right, so here's a nice little guidebook tucked inside. Oh, they're little cards. I'll show you those in a minute. Okay, so it has a black and white guidebook. And it goes into all the symbols, which is nice. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this whole deck, I remember now why I ordered it. So it's symbols that are connected to the tarot card symbols, but in an oracle deck. So, for example, they have armor. Okay, they have an image here of armor. And it says protection, shield, closed off, courage, strength, and strong boundaries. And then it is connected to the Rider-Waite system of tarot, and the cards that associate it with the armor or have this symbol in it in the traditional tarot deck is the Emperor, the Chariot, Death, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Four of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Pentacles. So it associates the armor in those cards in tarot. And then it has the history of the armor symbol. That's cool. And then the oracle message. So let me just read the history of the armor symbol, because that's kind of cool. Armor is symbolic of protecting ourselves from invading forces, a physical energetic shield used to conceal ourselves from the unwanted or unwarranted eternal intensity. That's interesting. Armor is also symbolic of acting with courage, preparation, and fairness. Protecting ourselves, right? So this is really an interesting little deck. I remember seeing this. I remember thinking, you know what, that is like another level of taking here's blindfold. We're going to look at the cards in a minute. So here's blindfold, blind faith, clouded vision, instinct, fairness, unseen. And then the cards that it connects to, of course, are the Two of Swords with the blindfold, with the Two of Swords and the crossed arms, and then the Eight of Swords. So really cool. I mean, I'm going to really look into this. And then the history of the blindfold symbol. So this is going to be definitely another lesson for me in my tarot journey. I've been studying tarot for many, many years. I love learning new things. I'm always looking to learn. So it's little baby cards with this little paper wrapping. So let's just look. I actually love the scale of these cards. These are, they feel so cool. They're just a great little size. They're not quite they're like a pocket size. They're not a mini deck. I have a mini deck in front of me. So a mini deck is even smaller. Okay. And then this would be like a traditional size tarot card. So they're really, really a fun little size in my hand. They're really a neat little size. They have this pretty, very pretty backing. They're edged in black, a matte black. They're the cardstock is kind of thick. I love the cardstock actually. And then she has a little saying here, this deck has been set with healthy intentions, connecting you to the ancient wisdom of symbols. May it help deepen your relationship with self and universe. All the answers you seek are mirrored in the divine. I am glad we have found each other. So that's sweet. Okay, so thank you, Jillian, for your kind words. So let me flip through these. These are very pretty. And then I'm going to go back into the guidebook and I'm going to learn the history. I know the history of a lot of these symbols, but I want to see the connection. And then I really want to think about outside of the box of how I'm going to tie this oracle deck into my readings. So it'll be interesting to see how these symbols connect to each other. And if when I pull this oracle card, if the actual reading in front of me has that some of those card RWS cards with it. So awesome. It's pushing me. I love being pushed. All right, so here's the angel symbol. I love the sense of antiquity, the burnt edges, gives this kind of sense of these are, really old cards. And of course, tarot is an ancient system. I mean, it's, I don't even know if they have an official date of when it started. They have, gazillions of centuries ago, references to it. Armor. Look at that. These are very cute. Here's the bench. Here is a bird. Bird is very symbolic in tarot. Okay, here's my blindfold, which I gave you the example of. Here is my bull, my Taurus. Okay, butterflies. We see butterflies. Transformation, of course. Some of the queen cards. Castle. You see castles in the background of the cards, implementing, your home. A chain, right? Devil card. Clouds. A coffin. It doesn't necessarily mean death. Okay, just means maybe sometimes a closure in our life. Crown. All the crowns and all the suits. Okay, a dog. And the Fool card, the little dog, the little white dog. Feathers. We all know feathers send signs, right? Fire sign. Fish. These are really sweet. Flag. Flower bouquet. I love the size. I have to tell you, I just can see myself shuffling these. Globe. Grapes. Hammer. Hand. Again, these are all symbols that are throughout the tarot system. That is the artist's intention of this, is that she's grabbing these significant symbols. She's trying to say these symbols have additional meanings, or this is the history behind the meaning. Here's heart. And using this as additional support, like for these symbols to jump out at you. Here is the horse. Here is a house. So I have a castle and I have a house. This is ice. I'm going to have to look that one up. That's not jumping out at me off the top of my head as far as which suit that lines up with. Key. Lantern. This is a leaf. This is a lily. This is a lily. I'll tell you a quick funny story. There's a deck that has, I can't remember which card it is, but it has the lily pads. And every time I see the lily pads, I think of this story in a medium reading once. I said to the woman, do you have lily pads in your house? Do you have lily pads in your house? And she says, No, that's hysterical, Kathy, but my dog's name is Lily. So every time I see that Lily in that particular card, I laugh at that story of how Spirit sent me that message with the name. So it's so cute. Lion. Lizard. Is it lizard? Yeah, lizard. Lizard. And then lobster. Moon, of course. Mountain. There's lots of mountains in the cards. There's lots of ocean waves. You see the waves even under the kings floating. Here is a pathway. Here are the pillars. Pomegranates. Here is a ram. Okay. Here is a rose. Yeah, it could be my eyesight, but the lettering is kind of a font that's very scriptive, so it's a little hard to, like, it has rose and then underneath it has rosa. So it has, and that second line is very difficult for me to read, but it could be me. My glasses. Okay, the rose. Here is a scale. Here is a ship. I just love this whole antique-y feel to these cards. They're so cool. Snail. There's snails in the decks if you look closely. Snake. Sphinx. The Chariot. Okay, and here is my staff. Sometimes it's called a wand. Here is my star. So we have the moon, star, sun. Okay, here's my sun. Here's my sunflowers. Here's my sunflowers. Here is a tree. And then a tulip. I got to look up tulips. I'm trying to think off the top of my head where the tulips are and what card that is. Here is a wolf. And then here is a wreath. This is very pretty. So these are absolutely adorable. I'm going to just shuffle them just for a second because, oh, they're so cute. They're just like this little mini pocket-sized deck. They are an oracle deck, but, you could almost pull them as additional clarifying cards. Like I could definitely see myself using these as clarifiers, there's a card that's jumping out at me and I just want some additional clarification on that card. And they give me, a wreath, and then I know the history behind the wreath. I know the meanings behind the wreath. I know how it could connect to other cards that they're trying to send me a message. So I can definitely see myself thinking outside of the box with my readings with these. I definitely see them as a tool. I will say that. I see them as a tool, as I do with all of my decks. But I'm really looking forward to using these. I might use these today. So this is a beautiful deck. I'm really glad I invested into it. I'm thankful for whichever YouTube channel I saw it on. I can't remember, but I wrote it down in one of my notebooks, and I've had it written down for a long time. And I said, geez, that was a really awesome concept. And I'm really glad I invested in it, I have to tell you. So beautiful, beautiful deck. I love the little edging. I love the antique feeling. I love the whole concept behind the history and learning more about these symbols in the tarot card system itself. And just another opportunity for me to continue to learn and grow. So I'm really excited. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. I appreciate all of my followers. If you're new and you just found me, welcome. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks.